Did you know that ancient Sumerian women were the original original brewmasters? The most convincing evidence of beer brewing as part of everyday life is typically attributed to the Sumerians around 4000 BC, led by the brewing goddess named Ninkasi. These early brewers didn't really understand or likely care exactly how wet grain would eventually become a magical beverage that probably made life just a little bit better in those trying times. Brewing for centuries continued as a primitive art form, randomly using a variety of ingredients to create beer up until about the early Middle Ages. Around the 11th century, monasteries were the primary breweries, and the monks standardized the brewing process on sounder principles. By the way, did you know that the new Pope Leo was from the order of St. Augustine, who first produced the German Augustiner beer? As interest in science continued to grow during the Renaissance period, brewing was even further defined with more scientific clarity and processes. Antonio van Leeuwenhoek perfected the microscope and first observed yeast cells in 1647. In 1789, Antoine Laurent de Lavoisier demonstrated that fermentation is yeast converting sugar into CO2 and alcohol, which was later further understood and defined by Louis Pasteur. By the late 19th century, the two major brewing yeast strains, lager and ale yeast, were identified and isolated by Emil Christian Hansen at the Carlsberg Brewery in Denmark. So now, armed with all of this scientific knowledge of brewing, the engineers began applying these principles to the brewing process. Steam power enabled precise heating, improved sanitation, and powered machinery dramatically, increasing beer production. Mechanical refrigeration, introduced to brewing by an engineering student expelled from college, Carl von Linde, eliminated the need for ice blocks in underground caves and eventually allowed beer to be hauled longer distances in refrigerated train cars. Even with these scientific and technical advances, the artistry of brewing continues to be alive and well today, as evident over the past 20 years of the craft beer revolution, where creativity in styles, ingredients, and culture continues to thrive and increase the enjoyment of beer to this day. If you're enjoying these Brew Bites and Insights, please hit follow, save this post, and share it with your favorite beer buddies. It's sure to make a good conversation starter at the bar. As always, please drink responsibly, and until next time, Prost!